Right, welcome to another Caribbean Golf Squad. Well, we've got something a little different for you today here. I've had a few comments and everything. Some people have made some comments about, hey, how about doing a putting video? You know, because I make so many putts out there. How about a putting video? Maybe even a chipping video. So we're gonna take this one step farther. We're gonna call this a scoring session of videos. We're gonna do 4. So the philosophy behind this is, you know, my almost 40 years of teaching, I used to teach this years ago to people, is that in a round of golf, whether it's 9 holes or 18 holes, you've got 18 tee shots, so you got a tee shot on every hole. And then inside 50 yards, whatever chips you hit, you're gonna have those shots. You're gonna have some chips around the green, bunkers just off the fringe, and you're gonna have some putts. So if you're looking to improve your game, the 4 areas to concentrate on are those, with the emphasis really being on putting. Because putting, you know, if you kind of keep track, you'll do most of your shots with the putter. So the next time you play golf, what I want you to do is I want you to keep, obviously, you know, your track of your tee shots, which you should have 18. You hit something out of bounds, then you're going to have 19. Any shots you hit inside 50 yards, I want you to put a dot on your scorecard. Now remember, you can always keep a separate scorecard, but I want you to put a dot for any shots you hit inside 50 yards. Then you're going to put another dot for any shot you hit around the green, whether it's a bunker shot, a chip shot, anything you hit from off the green, you're going to give yourself a dot on that. And then you're going to keep track of your putts. So when you add up those 4 areas at the end of your round, you're then going to divide your score into that number. And I'm going to tell you, that number probably is going to be somewhere in the 80s, the upper 80s, unless you're a tour player or a really good low handicapper. Then you know your goal is to get into 70%. But your mostly percentage, I'd be surprised if it's not somewhere in the 80s.
Hey Kevin, so obviously it's a really interesting idea when you're talking about math out on the golf course. Some people have trouble just adding up the strokes they took on the hole. You know, 1 + 1 is supposed to equal 2. Now you want us to put dots on our scorecard and keep track of our putts and the dots and everything. So maybe you can take a minute and give us an example. Like, for example, we're on this par 5 right now, shooting this video.
And we got to give a little shout out though too. We're out here at the beautiful Punta Espada. I mean, out here on the ocean here in Punta Cana. I mean, thanks to them letting us come out and shoot these. We're going to do the videos out here, and I mean, it's just beautiful out here. Patrick's a member at this place. He's so lucky. It's just a beautiful, beautiful facility.
You've got to slum it. This is a good spot.
Yeah, you bet it is. You bet it is. So yeah, Patrick's right. So this is why I suggest taking a separate scorecard. Okay, and you don't have to do this every time. You can do this once a week. But I'm telling you, the next time you go out on the golf course, do this. Keep track of any shots you hit. 50-yard pitch shots, 40-yard pitch shots, whatever you hit. If they don't get on the green, now you're going to be doing a chip it. So if you're going to chip it, you got to give yourself a dot for that. If you hit it from the 40 yards into a bunker, now you're going to hit a bunker shot. You got to give yourself a dot for that, and then keep track of your putts. Like I said, if you don't lose a ball or anything and you don't hit a second tee shot, you're automatically going to have 18 tee shots. So if you add all those dots up and your putts and your tee shots together at the end of the round, you know, whatever it is what it is. Obviously, you're going to have less if you're a better player than you would be, you know, a higher handicap. And then you divide it by your score. That is going to give you some type of a percentage. So how you're going to improve your game. Yeah, so say it's 88%. So if you get better, you want to lower that percent to, let's say, 85%. As I guarantee you, as your percentage starts to get lower and starts to creep into the 70s, 79%, you're not going to be shooting 100. You know, 79%, you're going to be close to shooting even par, maybe 1 under. So if you base it off those 4 areas that we're going to concentrate on and use this formula, you can easily track how you're improving in golf. So the point I was making, if you're going to go to the driving range and you're going to hit, you know, 23 irons, 25 irons, forget it. You just don't hit that many of them in a round of golf. You know, take 50% of your golf balls that you're going to hit. If you're going to hit 2 buckets, what's there, probably 60, 70 balls in a bucket of balls. If you're going to hit 2 of those, then hit at least 50, 60, 70 shots with your different wedges. Everybody has 2 or 3 wedges. Hit them so you can see the yardage as it's going. We'll go over the technique in that pitching lesson to talk about that, but the practice is gonna help you improve your game, and that's why we're starting with putting, because most of your practice should be with putting. So I'm gonna show you some old-time school stuff that I used to do back when I was 20, 22, 25, that helped make me, I consider myself a great putter, that helped make me a great putter. Why am I a great putter? Because I just don't miss many putts inside 10 feet. I mean, I just don't miss them.
Those are bold statements, Con.
They are. I mean, you know, and I even can make some 94s. And one of the things we're going to talk about is kind of the philosophy I've developed through the years on how to obtain that accuracy. All right, so stay tuned. All right, so here we go with the putting. So the first thing I want to talk about that nobody does, so if you go to a golf shop or you go to a golf store to buy a putter, you get in there, you'll see there's 32 inch, 33 inch, 34, 35, 36. There's a variety of lengths of putters, okay? Well, back in the old school here of teaching, what length of putter should I putt with? You know, everybody's different. Arms are longer, you know, feet or legs are shorter. Everybody's different. God didn't make us all the same, okay? So we're all kind of different. So one of the things I used to do in custom fitting of putting, okay, was the first thing I did was, Patrick, just stand, put your putter down, okay, let your arms hang right at your side, just stand there. Huh? So if you take, you're going to have to get somebody to help you to do this, okay? So if you take the tape measure and put it down, and what you want to do is you want to get it right to about where the wrist is at, okay, right here. Okay, this makes things really simple for Patrick. So when you do this, half inch, I'll give you a half inch. So like if it's a 33 inch, okay, is what you measure from your wrist line down to the ground, that's fine. Then you can putt with a 32 if you wanted to, at 32 and a half, 33 and a half, you know, I mean, give and take. But if like Patrick, he measures 36 inches. So he should be putting with a 36 inch putter, not a 34, not a 35. Let's see what Patrick's putting with.
Here we go.
He's putting with a 35, so he's not that far off.
Nailed it.
Okay, so he's not that far off, but his wrist line measured 36. That's not far off. Let's see what John measures to here. Okay, put your arms down. Stand normal. Okay. So watch this. This is interesting. This is where it gets really interesting. John's 35, okay? So he's taller and got longer arms, but he's 35 inches. So let's see what putter he's got in his hand right now. Ah, he's got a 35 inch putter. So see, what's funny with me, I'm not as tall, a little shorter, but my arms hang longer. I know I'm a 34 inch. Every putter I've got is 34 inches long. So, because that's where I measure to. But that's where you should start. You should start getting the proper length putter. Now I know they're starting to make these long putters that, you know, that lock up into your arm and everything. Just remember, rules of golf, can't go past your elbow right in here. Can't go past that crease. So if you're trying to putt with one of those arm lock putters, can't get it any longer than there for it to be legal. That was a rule change they made. But I recommend measuring, having somebody measure you, and let's make sure, like if you measure 32 inches and you're putting with a 35, that means, I guarantee you, your posture's off. So if your posture's off, standing up straighter, now you can affect the seeing of the line and things like that, okay? So that's number one thing. Let's get the right length putter. Okay, now, on to the second thing, okay? So the second thing we're gonna do, now that we've got the right length putter, I believe the next two things are the keys to putting. Yeah, I hate to use it, but the keys to putting the ball where you think you're going to hit it. First of all, you have to determine which eye dominant you are, okay? Everybody goes, what eye dominant I am? I guarantee you a lot of people don't realize that. So take something, okay? You want to take something, and then you need to take something that's a fixed figure, like a tree. You can take a tree out there, okay? So you put this in your left arm.
Those are palm trees, though. None of those are straight.
They're a little crooked, but it's still, you can take this and put it out in front of you. You can do it with a butt of a golf club or anything, okay? And you want to look through the tip, okay? Because a lot of times you'll see two things. Concentrate on the tip of that, and then the first thing you do is close one of your eyes, okay? So if you close one eye, like right now I closed my left eye, that stick is still on the very bottom of that tree, so it didn't move. Well, I guarantee you, I know I'm right eye dominant, and that's why I'm right eye. Now if I do that and close my right eye, now that stick is now 7 yards right of that tree. So that tells me that I'm a right eye dominant person. So when you're getting ready to putt and you're looking for your putting and you're trying to see your line, I highly suggest you just move your head a little bit, because I always look out of my right eye when I go to see that line. And all you're going to do is just your head just turns a little to see the line. It's not lifting it up. You don't want to do that. You just want to turn it. So if you're left eye dominant, you should get your head turned a little bit that way. This way, when you turn a little bit that way, you can see, out of your left eye. So have your head tilted just a little bit back that way. But you need to determine if you're left eye or right eye dominant. Okay, very important, because this way you can look out of the right eye. I guarantee you, if you hold this up, one of them is going to stay right on that tree, and the other one's going to be way off, 6 yards or so off that tree. Okay, so that's the second thing. So the third key to putting, to me, is your forearms. Because remember, the whole object we want to be able to do, without thinking, without doing anything, just feeling, we want to hit the ball where we aim. So if I can get my forearms, okay, so hypothetical here, we've got this for the line, and I've got this for my forearms. I want them to be on the same line. Mark, come behind. Bring the camera behind here so you can get behind me. Is that on the same line?
Yeah, it looks like it, Kevin.
Okay, so I've got my forearms on the same line. So how do you do this? It's pretty simple. If you take and put your palms together out in front of you bring your arms together, and then just lean over, your forearm should be pretty much on that line, okay? So when you go to grip your putter, the forearm should stay on that line. And all of a sudden, this one slides off. I guarantee you, you're going to have a hard time hitting that ball where you think you want to hit the ball. Same with if your arm's too far in here. Now again, my forearm is all off there. That putter is going to want to go that way. So it's very important, again, palms together, arms come closer to you, and then you just kind of lean over and just let your head round down. It just rounds down, okay? I like the golf ball to drop, when you drop it, I like the golf ball to drop a little bit behind where the actual ball is, okay? Because again, remember, we're talking about trying to see the line here. So I always keep that right eye behind that ball, probably at least a ball and a half. So if you're left eye dominant, you're going to turn your head a little bit. But again, when you drop that ball, you want it to be a little bit behind that ball. Okay? You want that ball to drop. So again, it drops a little bit behind it. Okay, so my posture and everything right there, that ball dropped right almost perfectly even with it. You know, I'm not out there like that, or I'm not here. Again, posture, arms, and over. That's pretty much how you can get to your correct posture. Okay? 3 keys right there. That, I guarantee, will help you. So now, we're going to have some demonstration here from John and Patrick, because here is one of the greatest putting exercises I think. I know a lot of people got things out there where you put the ball and your line goes back, line goes through, lines this and that. Well, I'm going to tell you, I, from old school, don't believe in that. Because you know what will happen? You'll start watching the putter go back on that line. You want to keep your eye on the golf ball, okay? Once you get ready to putt, you got to trust your setup is good. That's why you fix your forearms. That's why you fix everything. And you trust it. You can't be watching that putter go back, because that could lead to some yips. It could lead to a lot of things. Do not watch the putter. So I'm not big on that line. I don't think. I'm better on the stick, because if you put a putter down, this putter down, and you've got this stick, okay, it's the same thing, okay? If you go back, take it back and through, and don't hit the stick, then you're good. If all of a sudden I take it back, and I'm moving the stick, then something's off on my shoulders. So, again, I like the stick down just because you can concentrate on that golf ball, concentrate there, and not have to watch some line going back and then you start getting a habit of watching the putter go back. Worst thing you can do, watch the putter go back. I don't recommend it. So, here we go. Let's get into a quick basic. How do we hold the putter? Okay? Everybody's got a lifeline. Everybody's going to teach the same way. The putter's got to go in your lifeline. Okay? So the putter, real simple. You lay it right in your lifeline. So what's going to happen when you bring that left hand over? Your left hand, notice, it isn't straight. It's actually a little bit tilted to the left because it's in your lifeline. That's what's going to stabilize the putter for you, is in your lifeline. As you'll see later in the video, I started putting cross-handed in the late 80s. Okay, thanks to a gentleman that I used to take some golf lessons from, Bob Toski. He helped me with my putting. Probably I never would have even thought about it. But I used to play some baseball. I used to bat left-handed. I could never get comfortable putting, and it's because my arms like this, they just don't feel. I don't feel comfortable. So I started putting cross-handed way back in the late 80s, and so my right hand, if you look at it, my right hand has got that putter right in the lifeline, and I just put it on top. So nothing changes. It's just the putter stays in the lifeline there. This comes down. I kind of overlap one finger into that, and left hand, same thing, in the lifeline with the left hand, and then you're good to go. So it doesn't, nothing changes if you putt cross-hand. Same thing if you're going to putt the claw grip. Just remember this, putting, you've got to be comfortable. You need to be comfortable because you want to be relaxed. You don't want any play in the putter, okay? You want to be able to feel like it's secure. So if you get it in that lifeline and you're sitting there holding that putter, easiest thing you can do is have somebody take a picture of you, and that putter should be right in line with your forearm. Notice, if you grip it like this, like you do your golf club, look where the putter is. But if I put it in the lifeline, that putter, it's going right up my forearm. That's what that putter should do, right up your forearm. Even if I'm putting cross-handed, it doesn't matter. Watch this. Cross-handed, look at that putter. It's still right up my forearm. Okay? That's where you want that putter to be for stability, up your forearm. As I was saying, we'll do this here, looking at this, we're trying to figure out which eye you're dominant, okay? I know I'm right eye dominant. So how do you determine what eye is dominant? It's a pretty simple process. You can take a golf club, you can take a stick. I've got this, teaching rod here and everything, alignment stick. So what you do is you put the alignment stick out in front of you, okay? So I get it out in front of me, and you find a stationary object. Okay, I got Patrick standing over here by the water, so he's probably about 15, 20 yards from me, so that's perfect. It's got to be something far enough away, okay? So it's like 20 yards or so, that's perfect. So I got Patrick standing there. So I got this alignment stick in front of me. So two things are going to happen. I'm going to close both my eyes. On one of those eyes that I leave open, the stick is not going to move. So again, I'm looking at the very tip of this stick right there. And I got it lined up perfectly with Patrick. So I will shut my right eye. Now that stick is to the right of Patrick about 3 feet. Okay, so it moved. So now I'm back to looking at the tip of the stick. I'm going to close my left eye. And that stick is still right in the middle of Patrick. So I am right eye dominant. So what that tells me when I go to putt, I want to make sure I'm looking out of my right eye. So I'm going to tilt my head a little bit that way, so I'm under. And this way, when I go to look at the line, I'm looking out of my right eye. Okay? That's a very important key. You've got to find out if you're left eye or right eye down. Because if you're looking out, if I start to putt and I'm looking out of my left eye, I'm not going to hit my target. I got no chance. I'm going to see a long line. Okay? On to the next. Okay. Ready to go. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to work on is the greatest putting drill, I think, ever. Okay? Because remember, what we're trying to do here is hit the ball where we think we're aiming, okay? So that's the key, trying to hit the ball where we aim. So we're gonna start with Patrick, okay? So this is something I used to do a million years ago when I was a little guy. I putted with quarters. I put quarters down. You notice I got some keys here. That's 3 feet, 6 feet, 9 feet. So here's my goal. On the 3 feet, I got 6 golf balls. My goal is to hit that 3-footer hit that coin with these 6 balls every time, okay? Then you're gonna move to the 6 feet, and you want to hit that quarter every time with all 6 balls. Then you'll move to 9 feet. Get that quarter in the right spot. You'll move to 9 feet, and you want to hit that quarter with all 6 balls. That's how you finish up your practice session. No misses. If you miss, you start all over. Quarter, quarter, quarter. Because the reason for doing this, look at that quarter. I realize the width of a putting cup.
Yeah, it's got to be bigger than that quarter.
Yeah, quarter is a lot bigger. So if you can get over that quarter, well, you've left yourself room in the left side of the cup or the right side of the cup to get the ball.
You know, Kevin, something else that's pretty obvious about this. There's a lot of very expensive putting gear out there, but I noticed this is one of the cheaper or more economical tools for improving your putting. What do we have here? 75 cents?
75 cents? And we got 14.
All right,
okay? Again, if you don't have alignment sticks, guess what? You can always lay down a club. Okay? But again, I put the alignment stick down there because I want to concentrate on that alignment stick. Okay? So again, Patrick, get a putt here. I'm going to make sure these quarters are lined up. And we're going to see, just hit this first putt like you're going to hit it 9, 10 feet. Okay? Let me get these quarters lined up. I want to see if you can get them over all the quarters. 1, 2, 3. Look at all 3 quarters. There we go. Okay, we're done for the day. You're an expert, all right? He's done for the day.
Johnny, you're up.
Yeah. So again, that's your goal. If you put the putter in the right spot of your hand, again, remember, your arms are out, you pull them in like right here alongside your rib cage, and then you just kind of fall over at your waist. Okay, and you should be good to go then. Okay, so keep it simple. Don't make it complicated. Put the club again and keep it in your lifeline. Okay, John, you do the same thing. Okay, so notice, John missed it to the right. So, you know, it's funny. We play a lot of golf together, and I'm going to show John something that I think he needs to change, okay? So, you've got 2 types of putters, okay? This here is a nice balanced heel-to-toe putter, okay? So with a heel-to-toe putter, if you start trying to take this putter perfectly straight back, I guarantee you coming down, that toe's going to want to shut. Okay? You're going to get a lot of play. Again, you got your arms in here. If you're working your shoulders, that putter will automatically open a little bit and close a little bit. That's fine. You don't want to have to try to manipulate it. But if you're a person trying to take a putter straight back, straight through, I'm sorry, but this pro offset, that's not the putter for you. You need to switch putters. Watch this. Again, just so everybody realizes, you can take your putter, just put it on your index finger, okay? Just put it on your index finger, you're going to get it to balance. Notice how the toe is laying down, okay? So now let's take this putter. It's an Odyssey putter here. And I'm going to get it to balance, and look at where the face is. See how the face is pointed to the sky? So this is a face balance putter. So now, John, as he's trying to take it straight back, straight through, doing what he's trying to do, he's not going to have to worry about that toe shutting down on him. So that's the next thing. You got to make sure you're using the type of putter you want for your putting stroke. Okay? So watch this. I want you to put another putt using that. I tell you, we got these TaylorMade golf balls. Well, these things are nice. You know? Yeah. Yep. Love these TaylorMade golf balls. See, you can use the nice line on them too. To line it up. All right, John. So now let's see how you do with that putt. Don't change anything in your stroke. Just make the same stroke so you can get it over those quarters. Okay, so you pulled that one a little left. Okay, if you watch John, see John's got a tendency, he uses his hands, he flips the putter a little bit. Watch this, I'm gonna make a little change with it. Okay? Okay, give me this hand, watch this. Okay? That's it. Right, no, right in your lifeline, like that. Okay? Now put your other hand down there. Okay, now watch this. Put the putter out in front of you, all the way out your arms. Okay, now collapse your arms to your rib cage. Let them unfold. Stop. Okay, now just lean over. Lean over. Lean over. Okay? Stop right there. Now watch this. We're going to check something. Where's his arms? Is his arms on? Oh, no. Look at where his arms are pointing. And the stick's going here. So, John, your shoulders, you need to, see, they need to be over here. There. See? This is what I was talking about. So now put the putter behind the ball. Should be in the middle of your stance, John. Okay? Widen your feet for me just a little. Okay? Now you go ahead and putt this. at that.
Big difference.
Good
Hit
job.
2 quarters. He just didn't hit it hard enough to get it to the 3rd quarter. But see, now we figured out with John, we got to get his arms on a better line, okay? Because his arms have to be going the same way. So if he fixes his forearms right, go ahead and hit this putt. Hit it hard. Look, he missed this quarter just left. He missed every one of them just left. So that tells you he was still aiming a little bit left, but the good thing is it went straight. So, I mean, there's a good thing for you right there. Again, let's do it again. I'd like to see you widen your stance just a little wider. Watch this, just relax. Just lean over. There you go. Now go ahead. That was much better.
That's pretty close.
That was much better. Much better. So again, you know, it'd be nice if the first couple times you're going out to work on these things, it'd be good to take somebody with you, because you know what?
Take a friend.
You got to take, or you put a video behind you. You want to make sure you get the feel of what your arms need to be to get it on the line of the putting. Okay, because we have to be square to where we want to aim. I always think of this. Okay, in putting, every putt, whether it's bigs, left to right, right to left, I play every putt straight to a point. The reason I use these quarters is if I've got a 25-foot putt, I'm looking for a spot 3 feet in front of me, okay? Because I know I can hit that quarter 6 times in a row. I can even hit it 12 times in a row. Maybe even more than that. Maybe 50 times in a row. So I know I can hit that quarter, so I'm looking for a spot 3 feet in front of my golf ball. Okay? So if it's breaking left to right, I've got a spot, I want to hit it over here. So I'm thinking, okay, let's just hit it straight to that spot right there. And you're going to let the curvature of the green take the ball. But, you know, you try to take every putt and make it, okay, I want to hit it to that spot. It's a straight putt to that spot, 3 feet. Because you've hit all these putts with 3 feet, you know you can hit a ball mark or whatever spot. Something that's 3 feet that gives you something to aim, hit for that spot. So that takes us to our next thing, which is a little bit about reading greens. Okay? How do you read greens? Well, to me, the easiest way to read greens is every green is built where if it pours and rains, you're going to see that water draining off certain spots of that green. Okay? There's fault lines on all the greens that are built. Okay? So if you can determine where your straight putt would be on the fault line, okay? For example, if we come down here, all right, I've already put a tee down. Okay, so this here is the fall line because it is perfectly straight going down here. You hit this putt, Patrick, I'm going to have you hit it.
Yep.
You hit this putt here, it's a perfect straight putt. So this is how you can judge. Once you can find your straight putt, so say your ball's here, okay? Watch this. This is going to be very, very interesting, and this is how you read greens. Okay? So, go ahead. Hit this putt. There you go. It's perfect straight. He pushed it. All right. Go ahead. I'll tell you if you're aiming. A little more left, just a hair. There you go. Now go ahead and stroke this one. Get it by the hole. Okay, so there we go.
Nice.
Okay, so that's what we need to be down at. Now here we go. This is where it gets fun. Okay? So watch this. So now my ball's this side of the fall line. Okay? Bart, you get over here with your camera. So now I'm on the left side of where I determine that fall line. Okay? This putt here, guarantee it breaks right. Go ahead, just hit it. Okay. Move right. Just a little bit to the right. I'm on the left side. Watch this.
Out here tough.
Watch this. Come over here, Pat. Hit this putt. So now I'm to the right of the fall line. This putt's going to move left. Even though the water's on the right, you would think everything falls to the water. Watch this. This putt breaks left because it's off the fall line.
There you go, Patrick. Oh, nice. Good
That's a
brook.
good putt.
Good brook.
See that putt moving left. So this is one of the things that can help you read greens. You have to try to get as close to determine where the fall line is. Because if you can figure out where your putt putt from, I guarantee there's a straight putt. And then if your ball is to the right of that spot, it's going to break left. If your ball is to the left of that, it's going to break right. So that'll help you at least get the ball started on the right side. So then, back to my quarters. This is why I think this is the greatest practice thing ever with the quarters. 3-footers. Okay, now you got to remember, we're out here at Punta Espada. These greens are probably 11 and a half. So it's pretty close to playing in a tour. I mean, that's what these guys play. Somewhere 11, 12 rolling on the stem. Guarantee you the average golf course is probably somewhere around 8.5, maybe 9. So my philosophy in putting has always been, I want to hit the ball 2 feet by the hole. Now if you're putting on fast greens, you can't get that aggressive. Okay, so it's a little different. But the reason I tell you that is that we want to put it 2 feet by the hole. So if I got a 3-footer, I want to hit it 5 feet because I know I can make the 3-footer coming back. So I'm inside 3 feet. I know I'm not missing. So you want to hit it firmer to where you're hitting it a couple feet by the hole. If you got a 6-footer, try to hit it 8 feet. If you got a 9-footer, try to hit it 11 feet. The reason you do this is when you get to those shorter putts, if there's not much breaking, you know, if you find your fall line and it's not breaking much, the more speed you have, all the people have walked on the greens and this and that, the more speed you have, the ball's got less of a chance to hop off that line. So I've always been a very firm putter past the hole, okay? Because I know I'll make that 3-footer coming back. You have to build confidence in your short putts so you can putt a little more aggressive on the greens. You will make more putts inside 10 feet if you have more speed on your putts. Now, if you go to a golf course that all of a sudden the greens are 12, yeah, then you're not going to want to get as quite aggressive as you are. That's a whole different thing. Now you've got to slow down and start to feel you're putting a little different than that. But for the average golfer, you're just not going to play on those type of greens. Most people don't want to cut their greens that short, so the speed's just not going to be. You're going to play, like I said, that 8.5 to 9. Try to hit your putts 2 feet by the hole. 3 foot, 6 foot, 9 foot. Okay, because if you can build some confidence that you can make a 10-footer, that, you know, hey, even if you can make, you know, 15 out of 18 from 10 feet, I mean, I guarantee your score is coming down. Okay. Absolutely, yeah, it's coming down. That's a great drill. Okay. There's one other good drill I want to do, and this always just amazes everybody. Watch this. We're going to do Patrick here, and then we're going to do John. Okay, so they're each going to get 2 balls. Watch this. Well, I'm going to take you back on this line, because we know this is on the fall line, so it's not much breaking. So we're going to come back here. Okay, Patrick's going to get 2 balls. All right. So what you're going to do, you're going to get all set up, all over the ball, like you all set up and everything. Then you're going to turn your head, you're going to look at the hole, and you're going to hit it. Then you're going to do the same thing for the next one. Let's see what kind of, this helps develop feet. I do a ton of practice looking at the hole. Okay? Where the grip goes in your hand, everything we did, don't lose any of that. How about some quick changes? We made a change in a putter, a change in a grip, and that, and got your forearm set up. You gotta remember where you're going. Go ahead. Go home. Oh, my man John with the feel. Good job. Good job. So this is a great drill. Get out on the putting green. Spend about 15, 20 minutes a day and just putt. I mean, it's a great thing. Okay. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to hit some putts looking at the hole. All right? Like I said, I do this all the time. Just develop some feel. Again, the nice thing is, remember, keep the putter, the ball closer to the goal you stand, to the center point. Okay? You want to catch the ball coming up. Always try to make sure. So I keep my ball just a little forward to center. Because I want to make sure I catch this ball coming up. Not very bottom. There's easy 2 putts. You know, and I hadn't hit a putt all day, so it shows you that my field is still pretty good because I haven't putted since yesterday. So the field's still pretty good. I mean, that is one of the best drills. Just, again, get out about 20, 30 feet, and that'll help your leg putting so much. If you just do it 15 minutes every time you're going to practice, it's a perfect thing, a perfect drill. The other thing I said, the quarters. Putt to those quarters. I mean, that's the best thing because it'll build confidence. And it's cheap too. It's cheap, 75 cents there. But again, if you're putting to the quarters, just think about how many quarters you can go wide here. You can probably get about 6 of those quarters across that hole. You can hit that quarter every time. I mean, you got this putt straight up. There's no reason to try and diet the hole. Like I said, those putts, hit them firm. Hit them 2 feet by the hole. If you're putting downhill, it's a whole different putt, speed. Okay? So again, just to recap, we talked about where to put the ball, where to put the club on your lifeline. Very important, how to hold it. We talked about your basic posture over, you know, bring your arms to your rib cage and just fall over. So that gives you your posture, okay? And then again, it's real simple, is the rotation. You just use your shoulder to let the putter go back and through. You know, one other thing I would tell everybody is I like to keep the putter low going back. So I make sure when I putt, my left shoulder's moving a little down. Okay? I hope that helps you. This was our first video on our tips. The next one will be the short game. Around the greens, doing bunkers and chipping. That'll be coming. And anything else?
Yeah, fairways and greens.
That's right.
See you on the
Fairways and
next video.
greens. Stay tuned for more content coming up on our channel. Thanks.